Like all videos featured on this channel, is definitely intended for mature audiences. This video is likely to contain profane language. Content is inappropriate for minors. Video is not for kids.
Welcome to the Dr. Greenthumb Show. Lord of
Welcome to the Dr. Greenthumb Show live on Twitch, Discord, YouTube, and the home site www.brealtvcontest.tv. To my right, I got one Mr. Eric Big Drum Bobo, and of course I'm getting a call right now as so I'm getting a call right now because I fucked up by not putting this shit on airplane mode. But anyway, we gonna keep it moving. We have one Eric Big Drum Bobo in the building.
Word up.
We have the utility player, Trace Nunes, in the house.
On deck.
And, back on the Dr. Greenthumb Show, my man LØRD SKØ in the building.
LØRD SKØ, man.
Hey, man, I gotta say, it was good to have you on the show.
Hey, thank you, man.
In DC.
Hit the last leg just real quick, you know what I mean? For the little, you know what I mean?
That's right.
Tapping it off the right way, you know what I mean?
That's right, man. And, you out there like killing it, sounding sharp.
Had to, gotta keep in the right company with legends, So I appreciate you having me on the show once again,
That's what's up, man. When we get back to doing our haunted hill joints in NYC, we gotta have you come up and do that with
man.
us,
It's gonna get real spooky, man.
Hell yeah.
We'll definitely make sure,
I love the haunted hills in New York. We were talking about this on the bus earlier. Because when people do Halloween in New York, whether they're going to a show or a Halloween party of some sort, or a mixture of both, right? Because there is that. People come with some incredible ideas down there. It's ridiculous. LA, we be kind of lazy. I just want to tell y'all, we be just a little lazy because I saw what it was. When they came to the last shows, there wasn't everybody in like a hot Halloween costume, right? We should have made that shit mandate. Like, boom, coming to the show, gotta have a costume.
In New York, they just did it naturally.
Yeah, we didn't even ask them.
We didn't even ask, so they were coming so much, like in costume. Then one year we said, okay, we're gonna have a costume contest.
Yeah,
and then
that's what they showed.
Boom. But for me, I mean, no disrespect to any other places that we've done Haunted Hill, but New York has been my favorite because it started there. The whole vibe is different there. And, Halloween in New York is some whole other shit.
Look, I'm biased as a New Yorker, so I like to think everything in New York is better, but I also need to keep my perspectives open. I've never had a Halloween in any other city, but I assume that growing up in New York, I've gotten the best of it. But at the same time, there are some too cool for school motherfuckers in New York,
right?
Too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, if you usually got a bad bitch pulling on your arm hard enough to put a little mask on,
right?
You might need to do it. You might do it. You might need to let her put a little something on you,
Maybe even bill it like a costume party, you know what I mean? So this way we kind of encourage people to dress up a little more.
Well, you don't necessarily got to do that. We usually would just announce that we're having a contest and people would, show out. I remember we had this homegirl named Wiley One, and she was from the Bay Area. Salute to Wiley One, that's our sister. Before we knew her, she would travel to our shows.
Wow.
And, one year she traveled out to New York to do the Haunted Hill, and she came. Her fucking costume was ill. Remember that? She dressed up like the Zigzag cover, like the orange one.
Yeah.
Like the kind we used to smoke. Like she came as the fucking
a pack of Zigzags.
With the oval thing with her face popping out. Yeah, and other people like they do some weed related shit, but that was pretty cool. Like coming as the actual rolling paper.
That is definitely next level.
Yeah, if it's because she's from the Bay, she chose papers, right?
Right.
But when she came back, I think she did another one, and that next year she came as a blunt, an actual.
That's incredible.
Straight up blunt. I mean, you're in New York. That's the culture.
I remember. I haven't seen one in a long time, but I remember there used to be sweaters, like a crew neck sweater, like the grape or like the honeyberry backwoods sweaters.
Yeah,
it would always be funny when like a fat guy wore it, and it just looked like a pack of blunts. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah. Now the creativity flows down there when it comes to that, because everybody. I mean, that's everybody's day to stun out.
Absolutely, and it's also. I think there's also somewhat of a level of like self-awareness in New York when it comes to like, oh, I like kind of look like this guy, like I'll goof out and be this guy. You know what I mean? Like where people like I think are more like, there's definitely people who like go crazy on the costume aspect of being like hyper realistic, but it's also I think there's some really funny costumes every year.
Absolutely, and I'll speak to one right now. So one year we're doing this, right? And we're chilling backstage. This was at the Nokia. When we were doing Halloween at the Nokia, and all our homies from New York show up. All the East Coast family, they fucking show up, right? And this dude walks through the door, and I could tell it's a costume, but I couldn't really make out who it was at first. I'm like, who's this motherfucker looking like Axl Rose right here? He really got it down. Like down. Or it wasn't even Axl Rose, sorry. It was like a Brent Michaels look, right? With the bandana, and the fucking, the Guns N' Roses shirt. So it was a hybrid of Axl and fucking, and Brent Michaels, right? I look closer, it's fucking Dante.
There you go.
He looked just like one of them motherfuckers.
I know he had no sleeves on that night.
No sleeves. Yeah, he cut Guns N' Roses, no sleeve. He had the fucking blonde long wig on with the fucking bandana around his shit. That's some rock star glasses. And then he had the pants that the rockers were wearing in that time. He like totally looked the fucking part. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy?
I mean, it probably was just regular shit he had in his class.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, Dante, he's a very important figure in the whole history of hip hop and everything. How did you get involved with Dante? How was that?
So it's actually like some funny story type shit. Like, y'all ever been to the bar Max Fish in New York?
I've heard of it, but I don't think I've been there.
So it's like a little before my time. It was like a dive bar, like, pool table, like, just like Lower East Side bar in New York. Like LP, I think, bought into it later on. But it was just like the bar where like the underground rappers and like the skaters and the graffiti writers went.
Was it near the Bowery? Around there?
It was the Sweet Chick, where Sweet Chick's at on 178 Ludlow, was on right there.
Okay.
Yeah, was it 199? I don't know what the Sweet Chick looked. 178 Orchard. There you go, or Ludlow. There you go, Ludlow. But Trace got his storage messed up.
Yeah.
Racing down.
Anyways, so I've never been there. Most people in like Static used to love that spot. Dante was there, a whole bunch, whatever, a lot of people. But the rapper, you ever heard of Your Old Droog?
Your Old
Droog. He's a rapper. He's an underground rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's really dope. He raps really good. Like, to the point where when he first came out, people thought he was Nas pitched down. Like, I don't know if that rings a bell, but he's been in the scene for a minute. Dope rapper out of Brooklyn, but I've never met Droog to this day. But he sent my music to Dante and said, "Yo, this kid is some real Max Fish rap." Meaning,
that vibe.
Yeah, he's just like a dirtbag kid from New York that's probably hangs out with a bunch of skaters and graffiti writers. He was right. He hit it on the money without ever meeting me, which I think is actually a really cool testament to my music speaking for myself.
Right.
And, you know, obviously I think me and Dante connect a lot on that just because, you know, we come from like very similar kind of like backgrounds and the people we hang out with, and just like, you know, I'm always in the lower where he grew up. And obviously New York is so vastly different than what I can't even imagine it was when Dante was growing up there. But, you know, I think a lot of what I do is to preserve a lot of that, you know what I'm saying? And I often like surrounding myself with a lot of older cats just to get that kind of game, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of them, I think it's, you know, this is something we brought up last time I was on the show. It's cool because, you know, kids my age treat what I'm doing like it's something completely new.
Right.
And a lot of the older cats get that what I'm doing is just, you know, continuing the lineage for them, you know what I'm saying?
Carrying
and
the
it's
torch.
just, you know, if you've done the history on this, you know that I'm just another student of this, you know? So a lot of kids my age just be surprised that I'm not rapping on drill, even though I can rap on drill and I'll kill it and I'll still do it better than y'all will. But, you know, that's what it is. You know, long story short, I think, you know, me and D, or long story long, because that was not a short story. But there you go. That's how it connected.
But I'll tell you what though, man, the fact that like your trajectory, right? Like the way that homie called Dante and said, hey yo, you gotta hear this fucking kid, he's fucking tight. He's like that shit we grew up to, right?
Right.
That's the way that a lot of us got put on in the game. Like, oh my God,
he's the worst.
Blowing up. It went from oh my God to oh my God. No, but what I was saying was, you know, like the way that motherfuckers talked about other artists, like on the come up, right? Absolutely. That's how you got excited about somebody, right? Like, you know, I heard this kid today, man. Y'all got to hear him. He's from this, that, and the other, and this is his name. You gotta check him out whenever you hear his shit. Or they play something for him, be like, yo, check this fucking guy out. And then it's because it starts from there. Like at least
the seed is planted, you know?
Right, back in the day, because a lot of people skip steps these days.
Right.
Like, you know, because record companies ain't trying to develop any artists, so
absolutely,
you're sort of building your own fucking talent.
And that's something else that I really think is cool, you know. Big salutes to Dante and my other man, just Salim, sitting right behind me. But it feels really good because, you know, it like I'm in a stage of artist development, you know, like something me and Dante always like, you know, argue about is like my lack of hooks on certain records, you know, and it's like I just want to rap, and obviously I want to make hooks and big records and stuff, but it's just like we're really in a stage of developing myself as an artist, and it feels good. Like, you know, it was funny because, you know, Dante tapped in with me after that. I thought he still lived in New York. Yeah. He didn't. He lives in LA. I had a show in LA the next month where I performed in a warehouse for maybe 20 people.
Right.
Dante was one of them. 2 years later, I'm supposed to do Barclays. So it's just, you know, it's a good evolution of stuff, you know.
And Dante's always had a good ear.
Absolutely.
You know? Like, I'll say that shit. Like, as long as I've known him, he's always, like, been able to give good direction to artists. Even Everlast, when he was working with Everlast, you know.
Well, he's also worked with every type of artist to, like, in the book, you know? Like, it's like
musically, his ear is really sharp, and I appreciate the fact that he'll be 100, 1,000 with you, and lets you know.
I've sent him records before, and he's like, I don't like this.
And that's the best thing, that someone can be honest with you, because 100%. A lot of producers, or I should say beat makers, will yes you to death just for the sake of, oh yeah, that's dope. You know,
they're excited that you're on the record.
Yeah,
you know?
And they'll try to dress it in the places that it might be inefficient.
Right.
Instead of like a motherfucker coming and telling you, hey man, I think if we do this part better, can we do this shit again?
100%.
Or if he's like more aggressive, hey yo, that sucked. We need to do this shit again, because that's like the Muggs thing. If Muggs didn't like it, he would not mince words with you. If you like this, it's all right. Or it ain't that shit. You know, it's all right, but it ain't that shit.
And you know, like you try to knock ones out the park every time. You know,
yeah,
so like it's good to know, like, you know, like I like to think I don't make like any bad records. It's not like if I'm writing something, I'm confident enough and I'm taking it to the studio. It's good enough. You know, it's not necessarily going to be out the park 10 out of 10 times, but
not for nobody.
I know, you know, like, but that's just how it goes, and it's good to have people who can work a record from, hey, I like this verse that you put on this, maybe try it on a different beat, maybe try this. maybe cut that line. You know, like that's how you make.
producing,
That's how you make big records. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? Could I also bother you for a joint?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree 100%. When the producers invested like that, and he's like, yo, this verse is dope, but I think it would sound better on this one. And that chorus from this song over here, why don't you attach it to this one? And it could, that's actual producer being hands-on, as opposed to, here's a beat, rap on it, and then I'm gonna do my shit on it.
And also, I feel like records back in the day had much more actual producing that went into them, in terms of the fact that I know the first Cypress Hill record, didn't you say it took how long?
It's like 3-4 years.
4 years, Illmatic was, I think, 3-4 years in the making as well. There's demos of stuff that gets flipped 100 times, and you know what I'm saying? I know working with people like Dre or whatever, he's infamous for making someone redo their verse 100 times. Yo, come do your ad-lib track again, stuff like that, which is real. That's the fucking.
He's a
part
stickler,
right?
He's a stickler. He ain't gonna let you go till he gets the absolute best, and it doesn't matter about the ego. You know what I mean? Because when you go with Dre, you're gonna have to put the ego at the door.
100%.
You know what I mean? I've gone there. I've done a number of songs. A couple of them came out. Some of them didn't.
Right.
And you got to know going in that that's gonna happen with someone like Dre. But the one thing you will get, no matter what, if you pay attention, is the experience of how he said, hey, do this, or don't do so much of that. Whatever directions he's given you, if you pay attention, there's little gems in there, even if it doesn't go out. And I know when he calls me to come do some sort of work, might not come out, but just for the experience and the brotherhood, I'll go up there and do the shit, because it's fucking Dre, and I always learn something, when I go there. And I put a gem down when I was there last time. I showed him something that we do in the studio that he was like, oh shit, I never thought about that. And it was some simple shit, but it made him think, and I was like, fuck, I made the doctor think.
Well, that's great when they're open.
You gave him a second opinion.
I gave him a second opinion. As a doctor myself.
Right. You know what I mean?
You gotta be able to give and take, because even the masters, they're not too old to learn, and they gotta keep on learning.
You could never know it all, no matter how much you think you know.
Exactly.
Our fucking brains are geared to keep learning if we want. It'll shut down when we want it to, and not I don't want to bother with this, and then you won't, and you'll definitely regress. But if you set your mind to it, there's nothing you can't absorb and actually do it. Physically might be a different thing. If you're not keeping your physical
not everyone is LeBron James or Tom Brady.
Right. Unless you train for that. You got to be able to put that time and money into yourself. Because those dudes put over $1 million into their fucking health, their physical fitness, their nutrition, all that shit costs money. But you could do it, you know what I'm saying? Right. And you could do it for less. It's just that it's harder.
I like my Doritos though, man. I ain't gonna lie.
You never have a cheat. You know what I'm saying? We all got ours. Rocky Road ice cream is my fucking kryptonite.
Doritos taco flavor is my all-time favorite chip of all time.
Oh yeah,
that's your favorite.
And it's hard to find. It's not everywhere. And that's the one bag of Doritos that has the old packaging. It's not the new.
Yeah, I don't even know that.
Is that my purple bag?
That might be
no, it's like an orange.
Yeah, the nacho cheese bag.
Yeah. It's
I got a fat bag of those downstairs in my green. Come downstairs.
Doritos is your thing, huh?
That's not my only thing. That's just that's if I walk into a store and I'm high and I see that bag, it's a high possibility I'm grabbing it.
Do you fuck with nachos?
Yeah, but I don't like fake nachos. I don't like the fake cheese if it's real melted.
Yeah, no, I get that part. Yeah. Wouldn't you like nachos better with Doritos?
Probably. I can't imagine any reason why not.
I'm surprised they don't. Like they be on that regular ass generic tortilla chip all the time on the nachos. Why not like throw some sort of Doritos in that bitch?
That's the cool thing about
Probably
Chiba
'cause they're
Hut.
more expensive.
That's the cool thing about Chiba Hut. They do that one nacho with the Cool Ranch. I'm not a big fan
been
of
to
the
Chiba
Cool
Hut?
Ranch.
Is it in LA?
No, they're all over. There might be one in New York. Was there one in New York?
I think there's one in New
There might
York.
have been one in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, that's right,
Anyway,
they're right.
it's a sub place, but it's based off cannabis culture. None of it is infused or any of that.
But it's just like stoner
food.
Yes.
And
I like that.
their
That's
nachos are made with Doritos.
That's
I
awesome.
love that.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome right there.
Nacho cheese on nacho cheese, son.
Yeah, man, they've been doing a lot of the flaming hot stuff on everything. They've been putting
I
like,
can't fuck with
Yeah, how do y'all feel about the hot honey on pizza? I don't think I'm ever coming around to that.
I don't think so.
I need a
don't
straight
think I'm-
Tums after that. You know what I'm saying?
Tums. Your phone needed a Tums,
Plop,
bro.
plop, fizz, fizz.
Shit.
I'm gonna steal a joint from here,
Yeah, steal away. Steal away the night. Man, I gotta send a shout out to where we were at last. It was
DC.
DC, man. Great show.
Say we on the live side. Say party over here, fuck you over there. Say party over here, fuck you over there. Say fuck you and your party. Yeah, fuck you and your party. Say fuck you. Fuck you.
Now that was uncalled for.
As always, we've been coming to DC for a long time, usually playing the 9:30 Club, this time around Lincoln Theater. And they come forward every time. So we want to say salute to everybody that came out to DC and just in the area, because I know people from Maryland come on over too, and some, and some come from further the fuck out. Right. Like I've been hearing motherfuckers like, "Oh, we flew from Spain to see this show."
They're
Like,
crazy.
Jesus Christ,
They're real crazy.
why don't just wait till we get to Spain?
Were you unaware that Cypress is gonna be in Madrid?
They want to feel the energy that is here, right? And sometimes I feel like sometimes we show up here. I mean, not as the group. I mean, we try to show up every fucking night, but I'm saying the energy in the crowd. Right. Sometimes it's like a mellow crowd, but they're vibing, and it's a dope show, but the energy is not there. And then there's the shows where the energy is completely there, and they in Europe want to sort of witness this because their energy was birthed from ours over here in terms of seeing the reaction of people jumping and moshing and crowd surfing and stage diving at hip hop shows and shit like that. So I think in some cases they've come out from different places and been disappointed by the vibe. But on this particular run right here, the vibes have been like that shit. So
can I ask you something? Because it's something that I also realized recently, because I had 2 performances on 419 and 420. Like, do you ever feel like the amount of weed in the crowd like can be.
I already know where you're going.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because sometimes I'll perform and I'm like, these motherfuckers is not like
responding.
When I'm at weed events specifically,
right?
You know what I mean? And I've done a couple this year that, like, you know, Urban Plaza, I did Terminal 5 and SOBs, all different weed events. And all the times, you know, I'd get off, you killed it, man. And I'd get people coming up to me, adding me on Instagram the next day, everything, I saw you.
In your mind.
I was like, why didn't you make no noise? When I said make some noise, though. I was like, you know what I mean? Make you think you bombing for a second, and you're not. You know what I mean?
That's the thing at weed shows, because we've done so many festivals, and we've talked about this before on the show, is that because we've played so many styles, from metal fests to reggae festivals to hip hop shit to mixed genres, right? But we noticed that when we play, every time we play some cannabis driven shit, most of the time, I would say 90% of the time, they're vibing to it, but it's not an aggressive reaction like a regular hip hop show, because most of the motherfuckers are high as fuck.
True.
And if it's cannabis first, music second, then you're definitely not getting those crazy rah-rah vibes. It's a more relaxed vibe, because one, everybody's high as fuck from all the free samples, from flour to edibles to fucking concentrates, everything, right? So they're loving what they're seeing, but their reaction is not that of a rambunctious, getting crazy shit, because they're mellow. They're like totally fucking stoned out of their mind. And for a minute, like when we were playing the first ones, we were like you, like in the sense that, like, what the fuck? I mean, we just delivered a set, and these motherfuckers were just like this.
I mean, we come up with that rah-rah first, high energy first, and then they're so high, they can't jump, they
don't want to
They don't want to do none of that stuff.
Do any of this. And we were used to that.
Right.
We had to get used to the fact that when we played a High Times event or any stoner event that was not ours, that we threw, that they would be relaxed, and it didn't matter where it was at. So we got used to that. Instead of saying, damn, man, that was a fucked up crowd, we're like, nah, that was a fucking great crowd. It's just high as fuck, and this is how they process it. Whereas when it's music first, for instance, right, and I've broken it down to people like this, right? We used to throw our Cypress Hill Smoke out, right? And that was a celebration of music and cannabis, but it was geared towards music first. So we'd go promote it as such, like we got this band, that band, this band, the other band, and we are celebrating cannabis with the expo and fucking consumption area and blah, blah, blah. So we would get a mixture of both crowds, but it was music driven first. So not everybody is as high as maybe the next person. They're there for that music, right? So you would see the energy levels pump. And, the thing is that some of the people that throw the cannabis events, they didn't get that part, is that the music was first. They let the cannabis be celebrated before the artist, so that by the time the artist goes on, they're just like, yeah, this is fucking high.
It's actually funny. I'm kind of relating to this. I was at the Astor Club in New York, and we was watching the Knicks game the other night when they lost, and one of the Pacers, it was the night where one dude on the Pacers, he had 2 points the whole night, but then he hit a half-court shot to put the Pacers up with a second left. It was just so funny because the reaction was so minimal in a New York spot, and I was just like, yo, any other spot, motherfuckers would be wilding. Because I kind of threw my hands up what the fuck? And then I looked around and everybody was oh man, what happened? And I was like, this is funny. This is pretty funny.
That happens at stoner shows. So listen, young artists out there, when you do stoner events, don't get upset when you don't see the crowd jumping or moving or they're high.
Yes.
Just, enjoy the moment. Look at it as if it is a paid rehearsal with an audience, you know what I'm saying? Of your closest friends and fans.
I think what we've done, what we adjusted, we kind of altered our set in a different ramp. You know what I mean? Instead of coming out real high energy, it's a slower ramp because they're high.
Right.
And then when in the middle, you know, they're vibing, then you can start to hit them a little harder.
Yes.
You know, so you have to kind of adjust, you know, how you gonna present the show.
That fucking part, we had to learn that a few times where we, you know, like, cause when we play, normally we play festivals, we come in pumped up, like
Right.
guns blazing.
Because they already been waiting to see you and everything, yeah.
But when you go like that with a fucking stoner crowd, it fucks with your you know, your psychological state, right? Cause you're like coming out, guns blazing, head chop, and everybody's just kind of like this. As opposed to the rah-rah shit that you want to see, you know, people fucking, you know, jumping up and down and going crazy, and they're just kind of mellow right there. So, like Bobo said, we said, fuck it, we're going to start with the get high songs and just slowly ramp the fuck up. And if they follow us, great. If they don't, fuck it, we're still going to deliver it.
Absolutely.
You know, on the one. Salute to everybody watching right now. Make sure you smash that like. Leave a comment, subscribe, do all the things. We are on the road right now, as you know, and we're going to be popping it off later tonight. So make sure you come to the show. We're going to take a little break, and we'll be back with more Dr. Greenthumb show right after this.
No, smoking on all them tweeds and shit. The only songs that are at risk of being forgotten are the ones we ain't shot yet. We need to get on them.
How many do you have left?
Maybe a dozen and a half or two.
I'm ready when you are, sir. Ready when he's ready.
Wow, the
What's up, legendary?
So finally,
Yes, man. Been too long overdue, man.
What's up, sir? C minus, man.
all right.
Respect, OG.
Likewise.
The one that everybody has to smoke in is when we get in the car. Yeah, that joint over there. Like, you know, like the old days, playing demos in the car and shit, smoking out. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
The car is where you play the beats.
That's where you know you got one.
Yeah.
You like the car test. You judge it in the car. Hey B, this is Deftone. Band called the Deftones is Easy Mo B.
What's that?
It's a vaporizer, Volcano. Got it right here. So you just vaporize the weed and take it into the balloon.
So you pump it into there. Yeah. And it's stored in there. You just pull it out whenever you
Yeah,
want.
just enjoying it. That's actually the thing that I enjoy about this the most. If this was a bong, we would not do this. It will not happen. It would be disgusting. But because the physics of it is different, it's more like it's a vapor. It's like a steam. It's not actually degrading in there.
And it retains the flavor. Yeah. Like, you know, like in a bong, the smoke will taste stale after a while.
Yeah, it doesn't go stale.
But in those bags,
It's just a funky feel. Because you gotta use this big old funky bag.
yeah, it is a little funky. But I'll tell you what, you know, if you like the flavors, that shit is it. What's up, Lester?
What's poppin'? What's poppin'?
I got you.
You know what time it is?
We got
What we sipping on? What we sipping?
the next day, but on the couch tonight.
On the couch today.
I got some of this.
We've been building up new people since then, you know. Yeah, but we've been doing this shit since '09. It's crazy when you think about it. Time fucking flies when you're just doing it. Yeah.
I wonder how long we could all survive in the hot box, in the smoke box, if we were all just doing dabs. You think that would affect us the same?
Yeah.
I mean, we'd be higher because we'd be doing dabs.
I think we'd be higher.
The smoke would.
Dab box?
But I don't think like the second hand would be be a problem.
Yeah, I don't know if the second hand would be the problem. I think it's like just us doing dabs.
Yeah, we'd be lit up. Yeah.
I think the smoke would be an effect, but I don't think it's like it would be a part of us like dabbing and like it being thick with smoke, but I don't think that smoke would get us any higher than we already are at that point. It's just there. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're trying to live through it.
Well, but I mean, I'm only thinking that and because of like for the guest that doesn't smoke, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could get lit up, but they ain't gonna get lit up.
It's possible. We got to do that experiment. I mean, I don't know if that's real, but we're gonna find out.
That's what I'm saying.
Fucking sure.
Science.
She blinded me with. Oh man.
Oh yeah, we forgot Trace. Come on, can't forget Trace.
Alrighty, 3, 2, 1.
Oh no. Much love, man. Thank you for coming through.
You, bro.
It's all love all day.
I did Be Real TV, finally.
Welcome to the Dr. Greenthumb Show, the highest show in the world.
Man, it's been too long. I'm back on the Dr. Greenthumb Show. Tell him, D-Lo.
The Dr. Greenthumb Show, the highest show in the world. Recognize that.
The highest show in the world.
The highest show in the world.
The highest show in the world, baby. Let's go.
The Dr. Greenthumb Show.
The highest show in the world.
The highest show in the world.
Highest show in the world.
Highest show in the world, the Dr. Greenthumb Show.
The Dr. Greenthumb Show, the highest show in the world.
We're back on the Dr. Greenthumb Show live on Twitch, Discord, YouTube, and the home site. If you haven't become a member of the home site, become a member and utilize the community features and the exclusive content. Check out, the merch and all that good shit. And salute to everybody that's been buying it. We've been seeing it. We appreciate it. And salute to everybody that's been donating as these road shows have been happening. We know that we can't take super chats at this moment or do submissions and whatnot, but we appreciate you all. Proceeds go right back into the channel. So just so you know, this is how we keep it moving.
Yes, indeed.
We are chilling. You know what I'm saying? We got LØRD SKØ in the building.
Only one with eyes.
The only one with eyes. We got Trace Noons, the utility man.
Bloodshot eyes behind these. That's why.
I'm not ashamed of mine.
If we got Eric Big Drum Bobo.
My eyes are just not open.
Eyes are closed. I don't have eyes, sadly. Oh, man. Yeah, we went on a ride the other night, Sko, in DC. And we went, like, Bobo and I be biking. We recently got back into it, but we took old Trace here and LØRD and Aton back there, and we did about 13 miles through the city.
Aye, that's crazy.
It was pretty good. We went to, where did we go?
We went to the White House, first stop.
And we smoked.
And we smoked at the White House.
And I'm sure there probably cameras, they caught it. As long as we were just in our area, we were fine.
I mean, I was doing it when it was way more illegal, so.
Yeah, true, it's easier now.
And then we rode down to the Lincoln Memorial. And then, we were trying to go to the Exorcist steps.
Yeah,
and this is when things kind of went sour, because
God didn't want us fucking with the Exorcist steps.
Right, I figured that, Trace, you want to see it, whatever. Because you want to see.
He figured Trace.
Well, first, see, I pulled up next to him on the bike. I said, "Where are we going?" And he says, "Oh, remember the steps from The Exorcist? They're right over here." I said, "All right, I'm game." So he's going left and left and left.
I kept left.
And all of a sudden, and after you do enough lefts, you've now made a circle.
We made 2 circles.
And we're coming around again, and I'm like, I fade back to B. I said, "Hey, B." I said, "Man, things are looking familiar around here." I said, "Didn't we just do this?
Yeah,
we just came from here."
We went around the park twice following Bobo.
It was the blind leading the blinder is what it was.
The thing was, sometimes the GPS on the maps, they sometimes get stuck. And maybe when there's a little bit of construction, it gets stuck. So it just told me left, make a left, make a left, make a left, and we were going left. So
you've been a little dark lately. I mean, from the B movies you showed us the other day to that had sex, death, and mutilation.
That ain't the B movie I know.
Huh?
I ain't the B movie I know. I know the one with Jerry Seinfeld playing the B, where he goes and pulls the white bitch, and he's a B.
Oh shit! I gotta see that one.
So that's another one, Bobo, for your suggestion.
Y'all never seen that? It's like, this is like a classic from like my generation.
Oh, you gotta see
It's
my
animated.
man.
It's like a DreamWorks movie, but Jerry Seinfeld plays an animated bee, and he literally
Oh, yes, I've
he
seen
dirty
this.
max some dude as a bee.
This is a different kind of B movie.
Okay.
That's him being a B.
Yes.
This is like, so there's A movies like, you know, like the classics that, you know, that are like blockbusters.
Yes.
And then there's the B movies
Like
that
indie
nobody
movies.
really goes to, right?
Okay, I
That
got you.
Went straight to video and lives in that world. Bobo's the
classics.
B movie king.
He hosts on Discord a show.
And if you would have seen the B movie he showed us, in the first minute and a half, I'm not even gonna give it 2 minutes. I'm gonna say in the first minute and a half, nudity, sex, death, mutilation.
Check
That's
all
a
the
hell of a
boxes.
movie.
Check all
And
the
now,
boxes.
and now
It
it's
sounded alright until mutilation.
yeah. And then he's talking about the Exorcist steps. I mean, like, what's going on, Bobo?
well.
You're very dark these days.
Well, first, let me say, I should have just introed the movie with the trailer, because if you see this trailer, you need to see this trailer, you're gonna die laughing. All y'all need to see this trailer for the movie Run, Bitch, Run.
Run, bitch, run.
That's
This
the
is
name
what
of
the
it.
movie's
It's
all
I
about.
heard of that.
It is on Tubi. Run, bitch, run. Watch the trailer. Don't put on the movie yet. Just watch the
If
trailer.
you said you had seen that, I would think different about you.
I don't know. Maybe I just heard the phrase "run, bitch, run."
I mean, I rarely have seen be like speechless or he was like buffering and trying to just kind of get it like, what the hell are we watching here? You know, I was laughing. I was totally entertained. But Trace had to leave and make a call.
I had to excuse myself from the room.
And as soon as we got up from leaving B's room, the minute we started to get up, he reached for the remote and says, I can't watch this.
No, you fucking changed it. I didn't say I couldn't watch it. I was like, this is a lot. That's all I said. I was like,
But when we left, I'm talking about when we left, when we were leaving, you did not keep
well, I
that
wasn't going to watch it by myself. That's not something I would watch in the first place. I was like, let's see what's on Bobo's mind these days, right? And you showed us. That was awesome. I wasn't complaining about it. I was just, trying to process.
Y'all gonna check it out. Y'all gonna check out the trailer.
Run.
It was a little peek into Bobo's head.
It's gonna make you run from the TV. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's kind of off the chain, but it ain't.
And when we say blood and mutilation, it's that B-movie style, like where you see the blood come in from off screen. It's like,
my God.
It's so corny.
This motherfucker was watching he had a B-movie night where this little kid kills his mother with an axe, and he's cracking her in the head with the axe. And it was like so fucking corny though, because the kid was like swinging the axe like a little girl. Like he could barely hold the axe up, and then her acting was like mad overacting. And they didn't have a good special effects for the axe to be like stuck in the head. It was like totally fucked up.
That's the beauty of those people.
That's the thing. But the funny thing is that, B shows up, everybody gets excited. B's in the room. He's in the room. And after a few minutes, before he departs, he writes, I can't do this. I can't do this. And it logs off.
Movies
what happened to B? What happened? I'm like,
it was too B for B. So.
He says he couldn't do this.
Yeah, no. Some of them I can. Your comedy nights are fucking on the one.
Yeah,
I've said this before.
We get good ones, but
when I get home from out, I'm going to use that movie maybe for date night.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, don't do that.
Oh, man.
Hey, babe, make some popcorn. I'll throw it on the big screen. I got a movie for you tonight.
Maybe she's goth and she's dark like that. Maybe she'll, sit down there.
Oh, if she's dark like that, yeah.
But that's not a date night run. I'll take you out for a date, baby. We're gonna watch Run, Bitch, Run.
The title's gonna be called, you find a chick that's cool with that movie, it better be Run, motherfucker, Run. Shit. Hey, Sko, you got any other shows coming up?
Yeah, actually, so I'm doing the Fool's Gold Party on May 27th in New York with A-Track and Funkmaster Flex.
Awesome.
It should be a lot of fun. It's like a daytime Memorial Day thing, like on Monday. And then the big one that I got coming up is June 29th at the Barclays Center. Masters of Ceremony. It's like Pusha T, Fabulous, The Lox, Ghostface Killer.
That's fucking huge.
Bunch of people, Jim Jones, Jeremiah. A lot of people.
How you feeling about that?
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. You know, I'm like definitely like trying to like mentally prepare. You know what I'm saying? In a good way though. You know what I'm saying? And that's definitely like some. It's funny because like they're like doing commercials for it and it's on the radio and shit. And like they put in my name and like I get like a little second on TV. So I've had like people like hitting my mom up, hitting me up like, yo, I'm watching the Knicks game and like
that's awesome.
They got your shit on there and I'm like, whoa, that's pretty fucking big.
Hey, that's how it starts, man.
Nah, for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Little things like that.
And you know, definitely. And two things, you know, I'm very grateful for. One is, you know, a lot of rappers don't ever get to do an arena. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and like they'll stick with like a couple thousand people venues, you know, but like doing arenas and then, you know, obviously like stadiums after that. But I'm grateful that I'm getting it under my belt quickly. Not quickly, but you know,
quick
in
enough.
a sense of quick enough, you know. And it's also just to me, it's special because like not too long ago I was playing in like bars and shit like that, and like, you know, I love doing shows like that. And like if a homie still got a show for that and he's like, yo, come do a song, like I might come rock it with him. But you know, it feels good to just have that like in my memory. You know what I'm saying?
That all builds you up for where you're going to now.
Absolutely, you know what I'm saying? And I still remember like doing the first shows I ever did was like in the New York like punk scene, like Tompkins Square Park and shit like that, you know? And I'm also, the other thing I'm grateful about is that it's not MSG. Because if I did MSG, then I'd be like, what am I going to do now? You know?
That's like
that's like all right, like, you know, I gotta still get there. So you know.
At the end of the day, you know, you keep in the mindset that whatever time you're up there on that stage, that it's your house.
Absolutely.
No matter how big the venue is or how small, you go out there, it's your moment, it's your time.
I still remember, and I seen y'all actually just brought him up on the show like probably a month or two ago, my man, Octa Savior.
Yeah.
When he was opening for Flatbush Zombies, he brought me out to do a song on his set, which was super generous and dope of him, because I just hit him up when I was in LA, like, yo, let's hang out. And he was like, yo, come do a song on my shit. And I was like, bet. But I'll always remember this. That was at the Wiltern in LA.
Yeah.
And I just remember, like, you know, I have the mic backstage, my music starts playing, and I like start walking. This is like the first time I'd ever played like a real big capacity venue. And like I walk out and I'm walking with the mic and I just was like, oh shit, like the stage keeps going. I was like, shit, I gotta turn around and walk the other way. But it was just funny because like, you know, the biggest stage I had done to that point was probably SOBs, which is like, you know, a big enough stage, but it's not huge. But I just remember like walking out and then like, I just was like, shit, this shit is gonna keep going. Like I gotta.
That's dope that you kind of soaked up the moment.
Yeah,
you know
like it was cool because I just walked and I
that.
just was like, oh shit, like I'm getting to the edge of the stage. Like let me walk the other way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just had, and it was really cool because you know the second I like felt it out, like I just was like, oh, all right, like this is cool. You know what I'm saying? And then like I've done like Urban Plaza and Terminal 5 recently, and I felt very comfortable on those stages. So you know, it's a very good thing.
Yeah, you gotta feel comfortable on there.
Lincoln Theater the other night as well, obviously, you know.
Yeah, you gotta feel comfortable up there, and you gotta like figure out how you fill up, you know, the gaps in the stage. Like you know, cover it.
What areas you want to work? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because when you're out there by yourself, I mean, you gotta work the whole fucking shit, and it's like time management on like spend a little bit of time here, over here, then over here. Some motherfuckers make it easy and just stay in the middle, but like to go towards the sections and like, you know, work it. It's you're interacting with fans on every level at that point.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And the other thing for me is like I've like thought about like, oh, maybe like I could get like a hype man, someone to back it, but I also feel like at this point I'm still like introducing myself to so many people. Like I gotta save that like for my first like headline tour. Yeah, I'll bring someone to back me. So because everyone who has a ticket for that obviously knows who I am, you know what I mean? Right. Versus like nights like the other night, like I had to come out there by myself and just be like, this is what we kill it, you know?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, as a solo artist, that's the fine line. You can bring a hype man, but like then it gets sort of...
It gets muffled. You gotta let him rock a joint of his own.
How come you don't have more verses over
right, you know what I mean? Yeah, you don't want to, and it also becomes like an ego thing at some points. You don't want to like put your man in that position, like, hey, like come be my hype man, like it's
I mean, if you intend to like be the one to like spearhead the shit and then say, hey, look, come do this hype man work, and then once I get on, I'm gonna put you on and shit. Sometimes that works. Other times, sometimes people their ego gets in front of them. And,
absolutely.
Hey, how come we ain't done this yet? Or hey, let me get on. Like I said, and fucking we'll people like their expectations are like a little bit too fast for what the work is.
100%.
Because in this game, well, it used to be that it took time to break an artist for them to get in a position to be able to have that kind of power to get another artist to sign.
Yeah.
Now it's easier. You could, create your own independent label and, hey, sign to me, we'll fucking distribute your shit, we'll pop it off. It all goes out digitally anyway, so it's not as much of an investment because it's really about like how you can get it out there and how you can market and promote it these days more than anything.
Absolutely.
And now it's a bit faster, but some of those layers you need, but they don't really exist anymore. So it's like everybody's got it pretty much easy.
Let me ask you, as a young artist in a different generation, how important is like the social medias to you and that type of thing?
Important. Like I try to post like probably like 3 times a week, even if it's just like a picture of me wearing a cool outfit, like just to like, because people's attention spans are so short, right? Like, like who says I'm not gonna post up in that, and you got and algorithms are so weird now, you know? Yeah. Like I got like 20K followers, right? But I know not 20K is seeing that every time I post. This is not how it works. Right. But, maybe I post just like I'm wearing this fucking cool sweater, whatever, right? And then maybe someone who hasn't seen one of my posts in a couple of months for whatever reason sees it. Oh shit, I love this guy's music 3 months ago. Why the fuck have I not heard from him? You know what I mean? It's like weird, and obviously like when I always tell people when like people come to me asking for advice as artists, I'm always like, yo, make music videos, because like when people see that, like even if it's just like a one shot and you rapping it, it just like it's good for content, but it's also like it's like a strange legitimizer if you actually go spend a couple hundred or even a couple thousand on a video now at this level. But starting out, even if you drop like 400 on a video, you can get something that looks professional enough. And when people see it, if the song is fucking good, people are gonna be like, oh shit, this guy's popping. Oh, this guy clearly.
So you as a businessman think that's money well spent?
I always think of it as invested into myself, and I think that's why I have a good mindset to go sign with labels and do shit like that, because that's ultimately what they wanted to do. Like, even down to the closeout where I'm like, these is tax write-offs. Like, I gotta get fly for my video. I can't just go out there and rock whatever shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because motherfuckers, now I got kids who's asking me, yo, like, how am I supposed to put this shit on? Yo, how am I supposed to lace my Timbs? Sending me Coogee sweaters. Like, yo, you think this is fire? I'm like, yeah, that shit fire. You think it's fire? You should get it if you think it's fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, like, I think content is very important and marketing yourself is very important. And, like, something that I've thought about a lot is myself as a brand, you know what I mean? Not just as like an artist. So, I try to build that and give people like a full thing, like almost like, you know, like I'm not just a rapper, I'm like a full-fledged like character in life. Like I'm a full-fledged motherfucking person, obviously, but you know, like I always say, like one of my biggest goals is to go do a movie. Not when I'm starring in it, but I can just make a cameo, being myself. Not, oh, we need a rapper like LØRD SKØ's in the movie. Just, oh, we need a dusted looking white boy to come do some stupid shit. This guy's pretty cool, and I'm gonna show up, and I'm gonna be. If they try to hand me a script, I'm gonna slap it and be like, "Just tell me what's going on. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it." You know what I'm saying? Like some shit like that, where I want to be casted as the person that I've put out there, just like typecast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Like on just some like, I would love to do like a stoner movie shit. Like, you know, it's just like some type of thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like I love stoner movies, so. I definitely, that's a goal of mine.
What's your favorite stoner movie?
I love Pineapple Express.
Pineapple Express, that's a good one.
I like How High is classic.
Yeah, that's classic.
Dave Chappelle's joints, Half Baked, all of that is good. Cheech and Chong, obviously, like those are like the classics.
The kings,
you know what I'm saying? That's like what it starts from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Up in Smoke and Half Baked, I can watch those at any time, no matter how many times it comes on. I will sit and I watch it, I will laugh. Because, I mean, those are classics.
It's one of those movies, too, like, it doesn't matter, like, if you just turn the TV on and you're halfway through it, you can jump right in it, and, like, it's one of those.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, like, it's meant for people who are watching it like this.
Yeah, it's timeless.
Right.
Timeless classics.
What was like the last great stoner movie in your opinion?
Man, I'm gonna say, you know, it's between probably Half Baked and Pineapple Express. Those were the two most recent ones.
I'm trying to think. There hasn't been like one in a minute.
No.
What about Grandma's Boy?
Grandma's Boy was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It wasn't
necessarily a stoner movie, but there were some good get stoned
stoner
scenes in it.
elements.
Yeah.
There's like stoner elements in a lot of movies now.
Yeah.
But I feel like there hasn't
You know
been
what
like
was a good one? The Gentleman.
I don't know if I've seen that.
It wasn't a comedy though.
Okay.
It was like a fucking action drama. Matthew McConaughey plays this American who is now residing in England, and he's got the biggest weed operation there.
That's dope.
I love it.
He made a deal with the lords that have castles to grow in the castles.
Oh, that's crazy.
And so they have a network, and then his network gets threatened. It's pretty fucking good. It's called The Gentleman.
That sounds.
Oh, that's on the list for sure to see.
Hugh Grant is in it, and he's brilliant in this shit. Dude who was in Sons of Anarchy, Charlie Hunnam is in it. He was good. Colin Farrell.
Wow.
Fucking amazing.
Star-studded cast.
Yeah, check it out. They have a Netflix series now called The Gentleman. It's based off of it, but it's a different timeline, I think. But the Matthew McConaughey one, that's a good one. Check that one.
Where's that from?
It's based off of some weed shit, but it's not necessarily a stoner movie. But because it's it's based off that, it could be considered a stoner movie.
Stoner B movies are whack.
Yes.
They you know, every B movie that goes on the stoner thing and the weed thing, horrible.
That shit is a Z movie.
And they usually get it wrong. That's, you know what I mean? It's like, that's not how real stoners do it. You know what I mean? That's stupid. You guys are idiots.
B movie.
Paintball.
What's his name? This dude from The Daily Show was in it. The bald head dude with the you know him. He was in Hot Tub Time Machine. He played Lugal. He was in this fucking. You've seen this, right? Hot Tub Time Machine.
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
Okay,
I feel like
watch it. It's fucking hilarious.
It's who else is in it? It's like not Seth Rogen, right? Or is it Seth Rogen?
No, he's not in that. It's John Cusack.
Danny McBride is in it?
No, he's not in that one.
I'm thinking of a different one.
This is a whole different cast. What's his name? Chevy Chase. Fucking Craig Daniels.
That's why I thought because of Craig.
Yeah,
because Craig and Danny McBride are in Pineapple Express together.
Yeah, this dude's in fucking in that flick. This was like a fucking paintball movie. Horrible. B movie, fucking classic for real. Anyway, We got to get it popping off. Sound check is about to happen. We want to thank y'all for, getting down with us. We're almost home.
Yes.
We're almost home. We're going to be in the studio taking the submissions and all the super chats that you have waiting for us. But we want to thank LØRD SKØ for sitting in with us and doing the show in DC, man.
Come on, man. It was an honor, and I appreciate the opportunity as always, OG. Much love, man.
Word up. Salute to everybody watching. Salute to the squad back home. And peace to everybody that have rolled to all these shows. Next, we're going to be rocking in Sonic Temple. So show up for that, Cypress Hill fans. We're going to blow it up. And, if you're in DC, come check it out because we're going to pop it off for you. You know what I'm saying? Or wait, is it? No, I'm tripping.
We already
done DC.
Are you in some hot tub time machine?
Sorry, Sonic Temple. That's what's next. That's what's next, Sonic Temple. I just said
we just smoke a lot of weed.
We smoke a lot of weed. Look here, this was the pre right there. So salute to all y'all, man. You got any shout outs?
Yes. Man, shout out to Dante, shout out to fucking Cypress and Souls of Mischief for having me yesterday. Lincoln Theater, my man Salim, my man Curdy Pandy rocking for me back here. You know what I mean? Everybody, salute. Uptown shit.
All right, catch me on the socials on Twitter, X at Eric Bobo, IG at Eric_Bobo, also on Discord and Insane Asylum in Bobo's Corner. You can catch that B-movie night that we've all been talking about.
Oh boy.
Join me. Thank you, Sko, for dropping on through and everything, and it's been a pleasure. All the people that watch the show and everybody back home, the crew at the studio, and all the fans, thank you very, very much. Snacks and I, we say, buddy.
Big shout out to you, the audience out there that makes this whole thing worthwhile doing. Big shout out to everybody back at the mothership at Be Real TV Studios. Big shout out to you guys sitting around the table. Sko, always a pleasure, man. I'm 2 for 2 with you. You've done the show twice now, and I've been on the show twice. So we're 2 for 2.
Special guests.
Big shout out to all the Instagram followers out there. Real simple, hit me at Trace Nunes. And big shout out to everybody once again that we get to meet out on the tour from this show. The usernames to actually put the faces with these people, it's pretty dope. All the 5150s and everybody that watches this show. So yeah, big shout out to you guys. B?
All the love goes to all y'all. Swallow that.